Hello once again, individuals. I am the Bagel Rabbit. My microphone's name is Sam, and I am a tiny bit on the sick side. But that's actually alright. It allows me to plumb the depths of my vocal range. And so I don't mind as much as I probably should. Today I am showing off a lovely craft based off the Thunderbird series by none other than Gary Anderson. For those of you who don't know, the Thunderbird series is basically one in which a bunch of small puppets go around using very sophisticated craft to save all sorts of people and all sorts of other craft that have gotten into peril. And this is one of the ones that does that. This is called Thunderbirds 2. And it has several distinct features, most of which are represented fairly accurately by this Kerbal Space Program model. It has some interesting sort of forward-swept wings in the front, which this design has. It has some nice wings in the back that are very distinctive, and it has its engines out on little booms, which this thing has. But the most important thing that Thunderbirds 2 can do is it has an entire cargo bay section in the middle, all of which can be dropped, and that will allow some other craft within it to reach some destination and presumably help out there. Now this is what I'm going to do today, because within this I currently have a little submarine, which looks nothing like Thunderbirds 4, which is another craft that's supposed to be the submarine in Thunderbirds, but which is nevertheless a submarine, which I put in the cargo bay, so that's good enough, okay? Okay. So it is time to initialize the drop sequence as we are over water. I'm going to cut the throttle, make sure that we are below, say, 50 meters per second, or 55, and at a roughly horizontal angle, just press the 1 action group, and there it goes. This thing then can throttle back up, and it is far, far, far more maneuverable once that is gone, for reasons that are maybe obvious. Even though the thing is quite close to the center of mass, it's a little bit difficult to do stuff with a plane that is encumbered by an entire submarine. So I'm going to fly this close by the water and just watch the landing over there on this side. That was a gorgeous landing. Get a little close to the water, pick up some nice sea spray, and now it's time to head back to the Kerbal Space Center and then switch to our lovely other Thunderbird. Yes, I like this craft. It's got those aesthetics going. It's got everything. Except it doesn't fly super well or super fast when encumbered, but hey, you win some, you lose some, right? Right? I'm feeling a little bit bad about this now. It's alright. It's perfectly alright. Coming down for a landing, this thing slows down relatively quickly without all the thrust coming from those engines, so I'm going to try to land it a little bit fast. And there we go. That was not the cleanest landing, but it gets down on the ground safely, and I can coast to a pleasant halt, which this thing is exceedingly good at. And now it's time for me to go into the map view, select the work in progress thing that has splashed down, and switch to it. Now, the submarine that I have in here is not a spectacular submarine by anyone's stretch of the imagination. It does have a light on it. I need to get the camera mode to locked to be able to access the decoupler on the bottom of this, if I recall correctly. Yes, there's a decoupler which I must decouple, and now that the decouple has been decoupled, this thing is beginning to gradually sink. I can transfer my view to it. I really like how the little altitude meter goes red as soon as you get below the water. That is a new feature of the Kerbal Space Program that I thoroughly enjoy. And even though I don't have a Kerbal in this, I can nevertheless fly it. The probe unit is upside down, and that's a bit of a shame, but it should be okay. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. Taking the camera back to auto, I'm going to activate this engine, and I'm going to activate the other engine. And now it is time for us to point this little craft downwards and explore the abyssal depths of the ocean. And I guess it's time for me to cut the video because I don't really know what else there is to do besides going down to the bottom and coming back up to the top. I can do both. It's pretty nice, but that's for another day. So thank you very much for watching this video. I should have the craft file in the description. If I don't, feel free to yell at me all of the things you want to yell. Have a wonderful day. Like, favorite, subscribe, and share if you really, really desire that sort of thing. And I will see you next time with some more Kerbal Space Program shenanigans. Bye for now. Peace.